Supermarkets as we know them today have gone through much evolution and fine-tuning since the first self-service supermarket, Piggly Wiggly, was built in Tennessee in 1916. Piggly Wiggly was a hit and more supermarkets started to pop up all over America. Praise of America's modern supermarkets eventually reached Australian shores, and local grocers soon started to label themselves as supermarkets, extending their range and expanding their stores. And so began the supermarket industry in Australia. But what about before supermarkets? Before supermarkets became popular, shoppers would visit multiple, smaller stores that specialised in one type of food. Streets might be lined with grocers, greengrocers, butchers, fishmongers, and dairy shops. Customers would take a shopping list to the counter and a staff member would fill it. Nowadays, supermarkets operate as a one-stop shop, offering the goods of many stores with the convenience of one. But that's not to say that supermarkets of today aren't informed by more traditional ways of shopping. In fact, supermarkets use sensory cues to separate areas of their stores, encouraging customers to feel as if they are visiting multiple smaller stores or passing through a market. They do this by creating subtle visual and tonal changes throughout the space. For instance, in my local Coles, the bakery features cream wall tiles, the deli uses blue tiles, and the packaged goods section has pale pink walls. The fresh produce area is full of warm yellow lighting, the freezer section has cold fluorescent lights, and the dry goods section sits somewhere in the middle. The lighting in the toiletries aisle has a soft pink hue. Even though it's clear you're still in the same store, this segmentation does offer a structure and a narrative to your shop, as if each section is a different chapter you ought to pass through before you leave. This segmentation allows supermarkets to create a more intimate boutique shopping experience, particularly when areas have their own service counter or customers can see food being prepared. Ultimately, this encourages shoppers to feel comfortable spending more time in the store, and the longer spent in store, the less shoppers are driven by logic and the more inclined they are to impulse purchases. I should know because the last time I went to the supermarket, I left with 4 blocks of cheese. Thanks for listening.